Morning class 10. So our today's topic is shifting of pressure. Now the pressure belt shifts with the apparent movement of the sun. How? Let me explain you. When it is summer solstice, the sun shines vertically over the Tropic of Capricorn. During that time, the pressure belts move about 5 to 10 degree north to their what average position they have. Same in winter solstice, the sun is overhead the Tropic of Capricorn, so here also the sun shifts to its average location from 5 to 10 degree in the south. This seasonal movement of pressure belt is known as shifting of pressure belt. With the shifting of the pressure belts, the wind belts also shift their position, which causes changes in the direction and velocity of flow of wind. As the pressure belt shifts with the seasons, the belts, the precipitation are also associated with it, and so they also change their position. The regions which are near 30 to 40 degree in the north and south have trade winds during their summer, and those trade winds are dry. But when it is winter, with the shifting of the pressure belts, these regions is now influenced by the westerlies, which brings rain. And this is why this rain, main characteristic feature of this rain is Mediterranean type of climate. Look here. During summer, it is going upwards, so trade winds are blowing. Okay, this is the normal position. And when it is summer, it moves a bit higher. Same in the winter, it is coming down a bit. Next is wind. What is wind? Wind, as you know, is air of motion. The horizontal movement of air from one place to another place or surface of the earth is known as wind. The main cause of wind is the unequal heating of the atmosphere, which is caused due to the sun. The difference of air temperature produces different air pressure in different places. Wind moves from areas to high pressure towards the low pressure. The speed of the wind depends on the difference of pressure between the high and the low pressure areas. If the difference is more, the speed of the wind will be more. And if there are obstacles like mountains, hills, plateaus, then the speed slows down, and as the wind gets friction. Wind moves strongly on open ocean or barren areas like deserts. The wind is named after the direction from which they blow. Wind never blows in a straight line. They change their direction while blowing, and that is why these are known as rotational movement and also they change with the rotational movement of the earth. The rotation of the earth results in a force called Coriolis force. And what is Coriolis force? I think you have the movement of the earth. By this force in the northern hemisphere, the wind is deflected. The wind is deflected to the right, while in the southern it is deflected in the left, and this is Farrell's law. The deflection, see here, the earth is rotating. This is the actual path of the wind, but it is moving this side and this side. Okay. The deflection is deflection does not occur much. Here you can see in the picture, in the equator it is straight, but as it moves in the northern side, it is turning out. Okay. Winds are of three types: planetary winds, which are trade winds and westerlies and polar winds. Periodic winds, which are land breeze, sea breeze, monsoon mountain and valley breeze. Local winds like Lu, Chinook, and irregular winds or sudden winds, that is cyclone and anticyclone. So first topic is palentry winds. Palentry winds are the surface winds that blow predominantly from one place to another throughout the year. This wind is related to the global pressure belts, which is classified as the trade wind. Just now I have told shifting of the belts, so wind has been given name trade winds and westerlies. Talking about trade winds are those palentry winds that blow permanently from high pressure areas to low pressure areas and is deflected by its direction due to the movement of the earth, according to the Faraday's law. Trade winds are of two types: northeast trade winds, southeast trade winds, which blow in the southern hemisphere, and northeast in the northern hemisphere. These winds are permanently blowing from 5 degree to 10 degree, where the pressure belt shifting occurs in the northern hemisphere during the hot season or the summer season. And it is in the north and south of the equator this wind blows. They blow with the subtropical high pressure belts towards the equator, as I have shown you as I have told you earlier in pressure belts. In the northern hemisphere, as we know, it is deflected, so it blow from east, and in southern hemisphere from southeast. In northern hemisphere, northeast. And this wind keeps on blowing constantly at 16 degree per hour. These winds help as backing winds for sailing ships. They help the ships to sail. So they are helpful to the traders in earlier days. They are known as trade winds. The phrase "to blow trade" means to blow steadily in the constant direction. The northeast and the southeast trade winds meet in the intertropical convergence zones in the equatorial region. They blow onshore in the eastern part of the continent and western part of the continent. So we find desert in western part and of the continent. As we have found that all the deserts are found in the western part. So this is the reason why there is desert in those areas. These winds blows from subtropical pressure westerlies blow from subtropical pressure towards the subpolar areas pressure between 30 degree to 60 degree latitude. The changes in the direction occur due to the rotation or the Coriolis force, according to Faraday's law, as I have explained you why this Faraday's law occur. They deflect towards the right in the northern hemisphere and blow from southwest as the southwest westerlies, and in the north as northeast west westerlies. Both in direction and velocity, these winds are far from constant in the northern hemisphere, whereas in the southern hemisphere the westerlies blow uninterruptedly and with greater force and regularity, because in the southern hemisphere we have found there is not much mountains, large areas is open areas with sea. In this blow between 40 to 60 degrees south, the westerlies blow with greater strength and constancy and are characteristic as gale, stormy weather and overcast sky. Seamen call this brave west wind, used to call them. The latitude in which they blow are known as 40s, furious 50s, or shrieking or screaming 60s. These violent stormy winds are dangerous for shipping. Cyclones and anticyclones commonly originate in these areas where westerlies blow. In winter, moisture-laden westerly winds blow onshore and bring rain in the parts of the continents, and that is near the Mediterranean coast. Last is polar winds. These winds blow from the areas of high pressure around the poles to the towards the temperate zone. In the northern hemisphere, they blow in the general from northeast, and in the southern hemisphere from southeast. These winds are extremely cold as they come from the polar areas. Due to its influence, places near the poles like Siberia experience snow, storm and blizzards in winter because they are too cool and they make the areas cool, and the wind also.